Did you know that many of our modern holiday traditions, like decorating with evergreens, lighting candles, and even the 12 days of Christmas, actually trace back to ancient Yule? This sacred season is a celebration of light, renewal, and connection, and it's a time when the darkest night gives way to the returning sun. So join me in this video as we uncover the fascinating history, the magical meaning, and the timeless traditions of Yule, and discover how you can embrace this energy and bring it into your life this year. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. Hello, I am Emma Louise Dyson. You're watching The Wild and Untamed Way, where we explore shamanic witchcraft, earth medicine, and of course, living in harmony with the wheel of the year. And I am so glad that you're here with me today to uncover the magic of one of my favorite times of the year, Yule. So Yule, it has a fascinating history. It stretches back for thousands of years, all the way to pagan traditions of Northern Europe. At its core, Yule was a celebration of the winter solstice, the longest night of the year, and the turning point when the days begin to grow longer. This festival honoured the rebirth of the sun, and it was a time of hope and a time of renewal. Yule was traditionally a 12-day festival. It began on December 21st and continued all the way through until January 1st. Interestingly, some people believe that when people actually followed the lunar calendar, there were still 12 days left over at the end of the year. And these 12 days were considered to be especially sacred, a time when the veil between the physical and the spirit world was thin, allowing for heightened spiritual connection, reflection, and of course, celebration. Yuletide concluded with the 12th night. Sound familiar? A final evening of revelry and feasting that coincided with what we now celebrate as New Year's Day. These ancient traditions have influenced the development of the 12 days of Christmas, which we continue to celebrate today and continue to echo the rhythm of this sacred time. Many of the customs that we associate with Christians and Christmas today have their roots in Yule. Freudian slip there. Evergreen plants like holly and ivy and mistletoe were sacred to pagans, symbolizing life and protection during the harsh winter. And the tradition of bringing a tree indoors and decorating it actually began as a way to honor nature and to invite blessings into the home. And if you'd like to learn more about mistletoe, I'm actually going to be uploading a video next week on mistletoe magic. So if that sounds like your thing, make sure you hit the subscribe button now, and of course the notification bell so you don't miss it. The Yule log, long before it became a delicious chocolatey dessert, was actually a massive piece of wood, and it was burned in the hearth as an offering to the sun. Its flames symbolized warmth and light, and of course the promise of brighter days ahead. And I am so looking forward to brighter days ahead. This time of year in the UK, it gets dark at like 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, which is just not cool. Even some Christian traditions echo these ancient solstice celebrations. Let's talk about the birth of Jesus. Jesus celebrated the birth of the Son of God, the Son, on the 25th of December. And this really aligns with the pagan emphasis of the rebirth of light, right? The birth of the sun. So the idea of this divine child bringing hope and salvation mirrors the sun's symbolic rebirth during Yule. So this reminds us that there are so many different cultures out there that have recognized the profound significance of light returning to a darkened world. A fun fact is that millions of people today carry on these pagan traditions, often without even realizing it. From hanging mistletoe to exchanging gifts, many of our holiday rituals are deeply rooted in Yule celebrations. So, as you light your candles, you deck your halls with evergreen, or you gather with your loved ones to share a meal, you're actually participating in customs that have connected people to nature and the cycles of life for centuries. Yule is also rich in magical correspondences. Animals like deer and owls and bears and wolves symbolize strength, wisdom, and endurance. Trees such as pine, fir, and birch embody resilience, rebirth, and purity. Crystals like citrine, garnet, bloodstone, and clear quartz resonate with Yule's energy, representing light and vitality and protection. Herbs such as cinnamon, cedar, rosemary, and bay leaf bring warmth and abundance and purification into the season as well. Then we move on to colours. Not surprisingly, colours like green, red, gold, and white enhance the magic of Yule, and foods like spiced cider, oranges, nuts, and really hearty breads offer nourishment and also reflect on the abundance of nature, making them perfect for your celebrations. So each of these symbols, again, connects us to the magic of the season. It invites us to reflect on our own growth and also the transformation as the light returns. Celebrating Yule today can be deeply personal, with rituals and traditions that really reflect your unique practice. So I shared some of those correspondences with you in case you wanted to include them into your rituals. One of the simplest and most powerful ways to honor Yule is simply by lighting candles. The flame symbolizes the rebirth of the sun and the return of the light. You could create a ritual, very simple, by lighting one candle for each intention, focusing on what you want to bring into your life as the days start to grow longer. Creating a Yule altar, haven't done mine yet, is another beautiful way to honor the season. So you can decorate it with pine cones, holly, mistletoe, cinnamon sticks, and seasonal crystals that we've just mentioned, like citrine or garnet. Incorporating colors like red and green and gold and white is going to enhance its energy, and it really invites the magic of the season into your space. If you like crafting, love a bit of crafting, consider making a symbolic Yule log. So even if you don't have a fireplace, you can decorate a small piece of wood with greenery and ribbons and candles. And this can serve as a beautiful centerpiece or a focal point for your rituals honoring the sun's return. Yule is also a time of deep reflection and a time of intention setting. So you just have to look outside, right? Just as nature goes into hibernation and everything starts to slow down, this season really invites us to pause, to rest, and to really nurture ourselves. Journaling about the lessons of the past year, what we've accomplished, what we're ready to release, and what seeds of intention that we want to plant can really help us to align with the themes of renewal and transformation. Connecting with nature. This is essential during Yule, and especially if you're in one of the darker areas like we are in the UK, get yourself outside and get as much vitamin D as you possibly can. Even in the stillness of winter, the earth still holds immense magic. So take a walk in the woods, forage for natural decorations, and I don't know, you could just simply stand outside and breathe in that crisp air, feeling that quiet energy of the season. These really small acts can really help to connect us very profoundly with nature and can be very grounding and very nurturing during these darker months. You might also work with herbs and spices traditionally associated with Yule. We've mentioned cinnamon and bay leaf and cedar or rosemary. You can burn these as incense. You can add them to warm drinks. Just make sure that they are safe to consume, or you can incorporate them into spells for protection, abundance, and warmth. Foods like spiced cider, one of my favorite things this time of year, oranges, nuts, hearty breads can not only nourish the body and the soul, but also represent the season of Yule and make a perfect Yule feast. Yule, as I mentioned at the beginning, is also a time that it was believed that the veil between the physical and the spirit world was thin. So it made it a personal and powerful time for connecting with ancestors and spirit guides. I don't know about you, but over the holiday season, those that have passed over are always in my thoughts, more than usual throughout the year. So honoring those that have come before us is a really beautiful way to really align with the energy of renewal, and all of this wonderful energy that Yule represents. To connect with your ancestors, you might just light a special candle on your altar and offer a heartfelt prayer or an intention, inviting their wisdom and their guidance into your life. You could also add photos, heirlooms, or symbolic objects and items that you have to your Yule altar to honor their presence. You can also leave out offerings such as bread or wine or seasonal herbs like rosemary and bay leaves as signs of gratitude as well. Spirit guides and power animals are also accessible during this time. So through meditation or through shamanic journeying, you can seek their messages and insights for the entire year ahead. Simply find a quiet space, light some incense, some candles, whatever makes you feel in the mood, and just invite your guides to come and join you. Trust any images or feelings or thoughts that come to you. They are often the language of spirit, and although they might not be crystal clear, have a think about what they could mean to you. The energy of Yule, with its focus on rebirth and light and renewal, is also the perfect time for magical workings, of course. So spells at this time can be centered around these themes such as abundance or clarity or protection, and setting intentions for the upcoming calendar year. So I'll give you a couple of examples of some spells that you might want to perform during Yule. First of all, you could do an abundance spell. Who doesn't love an abundance spell? So create a charm bag by using herbs like cinnamon and bay leaves, along with crystals like citrine and aventurine. Focus on what you'd like to attract, whether that's financial stability, whether you want to attract love, whether you want to attract new opportunities, and then carry the charm bag with you as a reminder of your intentions. You can also use evergreen branches such as pine or cedar to create a wreath or a bundle. And as you bind them together with red thread, you can visualize them forming a protective shield around you and your loved ones and your home. You can then hang this on your door or hang this above your altar for ongoing protection. You can also do a renewal ritual. So you can write down the habits, the beliefs, or the fears that you are ready to release. You can write these down on a small piece of paper. You can then burn them in a fire-safe bowl or as part of your Yule log ritual, allowing the flames to not only symbolize the return of the sun, but also transformation and rebirth for you as well. You can also create a clarity spell. So during meditation, maybe you hold a clear quartz crystal, amazing for clarity. Set an intention to gain some insight into a particular situation or your path for the upcoming year. Visualize the crystal then absorbing the light of a candle and guiding you towards your goals with clarity. And finally, why not create a wish spell? Tie ribbons to a tree or an evergreen branch, and each represents a wish or an intention for the upcoming year. I love to do this. You can then speak your desires out loud or in your ahead as you tie each rhythm and let the tree carry your wishes into the universe. These rituals and these spells can really help you to work with this powerful energy of Yule and really embody the light returning to the world, the cycle of life renewing itself, and connections between the seen and the unseen. They're also a wonderful way to just make your Yule celebrations really personal and meaningful to you and deeply magical. So there we go, folks. Ultimately, celebrating Yule is about creating space for connection to the earth, to your inner self, and to the cycles of life. However you choose to honor this season, let your celebrations be a reflection of your unique magic and the joyful embrace of the returning of the light. It's more than just a festival. It's more than just a seasonal tradition. It is a profound reminder of the cycles that connect us to nature, to each other, to ourselves. So as the wheel of the year turns once more, Yule invites us to embrace the stillness of winter, to reflect on the darkness we've navigated, and to honor the promise of brighter days ahead. So there we go, folks. However you choose to celebrate Yule, whether that is through rituals and feasts or through quiet moments of contemplation, just remember that this is a season to invite you to align with the rhythms of the natural world. Thank you so much for joining me today in this exploration of Yule. Next week, we're going to be talking a little bit about the magic of mistletoe. And if you've enjoyed this journey and you want to continue exploring magic of the seasons, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, or why not come over and join me in my free Facebook group. It's called The Wild and Untamed Way. I'll link it below, and come over and join us. It's a lovely space. Also, before I go, I'd love to hear how you are going to plan your celebrations for Yule this year and what this season really means to you. So please let me know in the comments what you're going to be doing, because I love to hear from each and every one of you. So until next time, stay wild, stay untamed, and stay cool, won't you? And remember to just embrace the magic of this beautiful season. I'll see you in the next video.